The 2016 PGA EuroPro Tour is finally underway. After a 7-month winter break, the players have arrived and they're raring to go.
Very excited and very refreshed to get going.
I can't wait to get started.
I'm excited to get out there and play some events.
It's good to be back.
Feeling great. Looking forward to a good season. Ready to try and win.
Nervous and excited. I just want to get ready and go play now.
Full of confidence and ready to get out there, really.
It's just such a good environment to become a better golfer. Generally, you know, you have to lap it up and you have to learn every week and just continuously try and improve all the time.
Frilford Heath in the heart of Oxfordshire plays host to the PDC Golf Championship. For the 5th consecutive year, this 54-hole complex will witness 168 of the best young talent battle it out on the red course. So here's what's coming up on the show. Johnny Morgan takes us through his favourite holes on the course.
The bunker's left, bunker right, figure of 8 green, out of bounds at the back, slope at the front of the green which can feed the ball off, a beautiful pond in front of you.
EuroPro Tour chairman Barry Hearn takes time out from the Pro-Am to chat about the tour.
This is the first rung of the professional ladder.
Kit Alexander speaks to former EuroPro Tour player Gary King about life on the Challenge Tour.
It's nice to see how my game's developed over the year and the step up in standard that each part of my game has made.
And finally, we bring you all of the final rounds action. The PDC Golf Championship will take place over Frilford Heath's red course, where the winning golfer today will take home £10,000 from a total prize fund of £50,000. And of course, any earnings will make a valuable contribution to the Race to Desert Springs Order of Merit, where by the end of the season, 5 golfers will earn a Challenge Tour card for 2017. The Red is Frilford Heath's oldest and most prestigious course, an authentic championship challenge. At 7,015 yards, it's a traditional heathland course with pushed-up greens that run fast and true and fairways that demand accurate driving if golfers are to score well. The 2015 season was drama all the way to the last putt, with some record-breaking prize money and outstanding performances. Let's remind ourselves of the epic 2015 championship.
Sorry, Cactus. Got that so wrong, it's a joke.
Gary King, who won on the EuroPro twice in 2015, including here at Frilford Heath, returns this week to defend his title. And this comes just days after securing a maiden Challenge Tour victory in Italy. So let's hear what he had to say to our golf analyst, Kit Alexander.
Gary, you're the defending champion here at Frilford Heath, but you come in slightly different circumstances. A year to the day since winning your first event at Celtic Manor on the EuroPro Tour. Last week you won in Italy on the Challenge Tour. You must be on cloud 9.
Yeah, I am. I mean, it was a great week last week, same as it was at Celtic Manor a year ago. And it's just nice to see how my game's developed over the year and the step up in standard that each part of my game has made, and to know that I can win at both levels, the EuroPro Tour and the Challenge Tour as well, is a great feeling.
How much better as a golfer are you now than you were 12 months ago?
I feel like my game is definitely in a lot better shape. I've done some really good work over the winter. My short game's really come on, and my bunker play. Obviously getting up and down there in Italy last week was a sign of that.
Like so many recent EuroPro Tour graduates, you've managed to compete immediately when stepping up to the higher level. Why do you think that is?
I'm just so comfortable now in front of the cameras. Last week there was a lot of cameras about, obviously, in the last round. I just think that's what the EuroPro prepares you so well for the bigger stage, and now it's something just through experience that I'm dealing with really well.
In terms of the standard and the difficulty of the courses and the competition, how much of a gap is there between the EuroPro Tour and then the Challenge and full European tours?
The difference between the EuroPro to the Challenge Tour isn't a big difference. The courses, from what I've played so far, are fairly similar, and I think the biggest difference is around the greens. It's a bit more of a test, and also the rough's a little bit longer, so you've got to be driving the ball well, I think, out there on the main tour to be successful.
Having got a win so quickly on the Challenge Tour this season, have you had to change your expectations for the rest of the year?
I think I can be a bit more selective with my events now. Obviously it's a race, the same as it is on the EuroPro, so you feel like you want to play every single week, but that can be counterintuitive at times because you turn up and you're not fully prepared and you're over-golfed. So I'll be a bit more selective from now, try and aim my focus towards the bigger money events and just try and perform in those.
Now you've had a good look at the competition and beaten them on the Challenge Tour. You've played 3 or 4 European Tour events and had a chance to see the standard out there. Where do you see yourself at the end of this year and perhaps in 5 years' time?
Really hopeful to secure my European Tour card for next year, which I'll get hopefully through the Challenge Tour. And then if my progress keeps getting better like it has done over the last couple of years, I don't believe it will be long before I'm pushing my way up into the top 50 in the world, because that's where I want to be. I'm a very hard worker, and I'll keep going until I get there.
Fantastic. Well, we've seen some great golf from you on the EuroPro Tour over the years, and I'm sure that will continue as you make the steps up the levels.
Thanks a lot. Cheers, man.
Cheers, Gary.
Thanks, Kit, and congratulations, Gary. Now, the course this week is going to prove a real test for the players. It's a par 72, it's just over 7,000 yards, and it only has 3 par 5s. Now, both the 6th and the 8th are reachable and give good eagle opportunity, but just take a look at the run-in. 7 straight par 4s, and they save the best till last. The 18th hole is a reachable par 4. Coming down the stretch, it could provide some real drama. 59 players managed to make the level par cut. Now playing on the European Tour, Laurie Cantor, who has twice finished second on the EuroPro Tour, now chases an elusive first win. Dave Coupland graduated the EuroPro Tour in 2013, but with the Challenge Tour having a week off, this week he returns to some familiar surroundings. This is only the 2nd time in 5 years that Luke Cornford has made the cut at Frilford. The last time was in 2013 when he finished 8th on the blue course, so he of course will be looking to improve on that today. The rest of the top 10 looks like this. At 4 under are Chris Gain and 2014 graduate Peter Tarver-Jones. Current Moore-Allerton champion Mark Lasky is 2 shots back, and 1 behind the leading 3 is Adam Runcie from Abigail Golf Club. So the scene is set with Cantor, Coupland and Cornford leading the way. So to take you through the final round action, I'll hand you over now to Johnny Morgan, Gary Ellis, but first, Simon Golding.
Thank you very much, Sian. Well, if you thought the EuroPro Tour got big last season, just prepare for what we've got for you this year. It's a fantastic year ahead and a fantastic start here at Frilford Heath. And the Welshman, Adam Runcie, to hit the first shot on our final round coverage today. Adam in a great position to attack on this last round, and we spoke to him ahead of this final 18 holes.
Around this golf course, I think there are chances, but I think there's also some really tough holes where I think you've got to keep it in play, so maybe not hitting driver too much. I've been hitting a lot of 2 irons, keeping the ball in play, and I think you can score from there. So that's basically been my game plan, really, keeping it in play, and I say try and hit the greens and see what can happen from there.
Yeah, absolutely right. Tactical awareness a priority in this final round. Coupland then out on the course. Got a nice roll on that one. And to get you guys rolling, my co-commentators, Gary Ellis and the irrepressible John E. Morgan. Gentlemen, welcome to another EuroPro Tour season.
Thank you, Simon. It's exciting. I'm looking forward to a new year and back with all our friends again. So we're going to have a good summer.
Yeah, game on. Here we go. Can't wait for this. Been eager. It's been a long time coming.
Luke Cornford from my neck of the woods. Let's take a look at the Couden Beachman swing.
It's a very athletic. These players these days, they're so fit. They spend so much time in the gym. That flexibility is amazing, John.
It is a bit Dustin Johnson-like. Not at the top, obviously, because no one's really got that action at the top like Dustin Johnson, but very long, athletic swing as we see. Oh, just shaving the left edge of the hole.
One thing I do notice already is that early season it's been cold this spring, but the ball's rolling nicely on these greens.
It is beautiful, it really is. And Laurie Cantor, well, gained his European Tour card at Q School.
Yeah, great effort from the 26-year-old, 6'2" man from Bath. Said he was a little surprised. He had his sights set on the Challenge Tour, but came away with the European Tour card, and with this swing you can see why.
Oh, he's a big, strong lad, isn't he? Look at this, three-quarter swing. Jams it straight out there. Fit, tall, athletic boy. Somerset lad as well. So no complaints there from me.
So at least someone will know what you're talking about today, John.
Oh,
Now, Copeland, after that lovely roll on the first putt, just taps that one in for a birdie. So a solid start from him. Now back to Cantor, his second shot into this par 4 first. 7 under then to start the day.
Ball just looked as though it settled down a bit there. He's dug it out nicely, but let's see what happens.
The great thing is now the EuroPro, they're setting up their golf courses so well. You know, that the boys, when they're going on to bigger and better things come the end of the year, like Q School, they are well prepared because the courses are at such a good standard nowadays.
Now level with his playing partner, Luke Cornford, at 7 under. Had a fabulous couple of rounds so far. And that'll do nicely for starters.
Yeah, it was certainly dead on line, Simon. It didn't get its little hop forward, but good contact.
Now back to North Wales and Adam Runcie, Great Britain international, really dedicated to those gym workouts that you were speaking about, Gary, and coached by his father, Stuart. And they make a good team. That is a good shot.
What a perler that was. Really drifted it in from left to right. Rode the wind to that back right flag. Now, can he get off to a flying start for a birdie from distance?
Not quite, but it's very tidy. Should be a comfortable par to kick off with.
It was a similar line to this man's putt, Copeland, so neither man quite reading it. But Dave Copeland hitting the ball beautifully at the moment here at Frilford Heath.
Yeah, he works on his game very hard. I've had a little eye on him since when I got to the golf course. Early days at the beginning of the tournament. As we see Cantor now, he's got the old Jordan Spieth, Roy McIlroy grip on the putter. Lock it and rock it. Looks a bit firm. Sit down, ball. Woo!
Touch of adrenaline, maybe?
A little bit. I think he actually sort of quite fancied holing that and wanted to get it up there, but greens are very smooth, so this should be not too much problem.
A couple of sub-70 rounds, 68 and 69 for Cantor so far at this tournament. He'll fancy it today.
He definitely will. Now Copeland from downtown. Long putt coming in from left to right. Just drifted from right to left at the end, actually. I think it was a bit of a double breaker.
It just seemed to straighten up, didn't it? So, this for the par, just from a couple of feet.
Looking cool, calm and collected. We spoke to Luke before the final round.
Today's a little bit breezier, so it's going to play a little bit tougher out there. So really controlling the ball and the flight of the ball is going to be key, I think, to a good round of golf today. So.
Well, Gary, a lot more expressive, the golfers in those interviews about specific tactics.
Yeah, I think with more experience, they're all getting more used to understanding how important controlling the trajectory and the speed that they swing into the ball at flight and distance just shows that they're at a different level, really, these players now, of understanding.
Coupland and Runcie, that was a missed opportunity there for Runcie. And from Coupland's point of view, this one needs to drop.
Easy peasy.
Superb stuff then from Coupland, but he's not the only one in the mix at the moment. It's a three-way tie there at the top of the table, all on 7 under. And then when you look at the field chasing them, well, that is packed. What a chasing pack, and this is going to be a fabulous final round here at Frilford. So our 3 leaders, all the C's, Coupland, Canter and Cornford, all on 7 under and all with dreams of winning the opening event on the PGA EuroPro Tour.
Welcome back to the PDC Golf Championship here at Frilford Heath. Prior to the tournament kicking off, the customary pro-am was held and we were fortunate enough to speak to the EuroPro chairman, Barry Hearn.
Quiet on set, please, if you don't mind, quiet on set. I think this is my favourite time of the year. Obviously, you know, the expectancy, the drama awaits, but, you know, nearly 600 members this year on the EuroPro Tour. Biggest developmental tour, I think, in the world now, and it's great just to see the youngsters getting their chance and to live the dream, and obviously it's all down to them, so the season starts now. I think the standard of competition brings out the best in players. You know, if you're in a strong field, then only the strong will survive, but certain players will raise the bar for you, and you have to compete at that level, because there's no secret. If you want to make golf your career, you need to start on a ladder. This is the first rung of the professional ladder. If you get to the top of that ladder, you change your life, and you do it because of your own ability. You know, for these young men starting in their chosen profession, the world's their oyster. They can see that there is a way forward, and British golf needs the PGA EuroPro Tour. This is where it begins as far as the professional world's concerned. They can follow in the footsteps of the greats, and of course they have the dreams to become a great themselves. I don't think I can really judge a great golf course because my golf is so poor. But golf is that game where you will hit 1 or 2 shots that brings you back. It's frustrating, it's invigorating, it's demanding. My problem is I always believe I'm going to play well, and I think it's not my golf that has to be worked on, it's my level of expectancy.
So refreshingly honest from one of the most influential people in world sport over the last 30 years, Barry Hearn, and that's how things stand at this tournament. Who will be the most influential player from the group that are currently contesting the lead here at Frilford Heath? Our first look at Englishman Jimmy Mullen then. Second shot into this par 5 10th on 5 under at the moment, so 2 shots off the lead, but that's not going to be a bad position for him. And he started his final round with a birdie, but unfortunately given it back with a drop shot. Now from Mullen, let's have a look at how Canter's getting on. Good strong start from a man whose career has got a real shot in the arm over the last year. Doing superbly well, and he's looking to underline those credentials with some strong performances this year on the EuroPro Tour. Well, good stuff from Canter. If he can tap that in, that will be the lead by 1 shot. And he does exactly that, and we spoke to Laurie before he headed out on this final 18.
It's a golf course I'm pretty familiar with, and it looks kind of fairly similar conditions to what we've had the first 2 days. Going to have to go out, going to have to attack. Loads of good players, all pretty close to the sort of 7 under mark, which I think there's 3 of us on. So yeah, it's a good day to go and sort of attack the golf course and try and play some good golf.
Now Jimmy Mullen, chance to make a move here with an eagle opportunity at the 10th. This would move his round along nicely. Now, one thing I love about this young man, as he just comes up short with that putt. His catchphrase for golf, he says he's got 2 rules in golf. One of them is never give up on your dreams. That's rule 1. And rule 2, never forget rule 1. Johnny Morgan, did you have anything that you lived by?
Well, I think his is great, but mine was a me, officer. Honest.
That sounds about right, John. Now then, Luke Cornford, the man from East Sussex. Oh dear. Well, that's going to hurt, I think. He's looking cool and calm, but he's not finding the cup at the moment.
No, it's tough score, you know. You're getting up there in the mix, you know, you're feeling the vibes, you know everyone's chasing you. And yeah, you know, you start to learn a lot about yourself.
So no eagle for Jimmy Mullen, but a handy birdie from the man from Royal North Devon. Now, bronze medal at the 2013 Open, some achievement, runner-up in the amateur competition there at the Open. Fabulous effort from the Walker Cup boy, but he's turned pro now, and he's making a good fist of it here at Frilford Heath. Copeland, Cantor and Cornford still in a 3-way tie for the lead, but only managing to advance their score by 1 shot at the moment. We are still in at the moment for a very, very tight finish here at the PDC Golf Championship. Now back to the action. Cornford, he's missed a couple of chances, Gary, early on, but he looks like the kind of guy that doesn't let that get to him.
No, they were. He gave them a chance. They were good putts. They just didn't go in. Not everything's going to go in, so just take what you're getting and move along quietly and take the opportunities when they do come.
God, that wind really affecting his ball there, Gary. You could see it just bending in the air like crazy.
Now Luke Cornford, he's been on this tour for a little while now. He's had a couple of 6th place finishes back in 13 and 14, but last year not his best season, missed 8 cuts, so this is a really good performance at Frilford from him so far.
There's not many flags that I won't go at. You know, it's something I've worked on this winter with my coach, talking about when to be aggressive, when not to be aggressive, but when I'm kind of just, I suppose, in the zone of just playing good golf, I'm not afraid to go at flags, and the golf swing's been holding up well doing that, so just going to keep doing that basically today.
Back to the action, Laurie Cantor with his 2nd shot into this par 3 4th.
A little bit unlucky just to have this slightly awkward lie below the level of the green. Taking the aerial route to land it on the flat, but that's always the danger when you throw the ball that far onto the green. It might just run away from you, even into the wind.
Yeah, right there, Gary. Yeah, a little bit heavy-handed on that one. Well, in the bunker for Jackson. Little splash shot. This one would be pitching on the fringe of the green and releasing out, I'd imagine. He's flown it all the way. One bounce, hop straight in the hole like a rabbit down a drain pipe. Happy days.
Our first one of the season, cracker as well.
I haven't seen a lot of rabbits down drain pipes, John.
Yeah, I know. It's just one of them off the cuff, man. I don't know where they come from, really.
Now back to Cornford. You can see certain parts of this course, the wind does play a big role. There are also some sheltered areas as well, so you have to just dial it back a little bit. Now, Copeland, joint leader at 8 under.
This looks nice, a very traditional sort of chipping method. Ball back in the stance, weight on the front foot. Tried to land it on the green, but again, just caught out by the green being a bit quicker than he expected it to run.
Yeah, and with this breeze up, you know, just drying it out a little bit. So maybe just a few more hops than you normally get.
I think it's just the fact that compared to our first couple of days, it is definitely blowier today.
Oh dear, that is not what Laurie Cantor wanted. Everyone looking to move forward in this final round, and he's given a shot back there, so drops to 1 shot off the pace.
That's what you mustn't let get to you, because he was whipped away by the wind. Nothing he could do about that. Bit unlucky as Cornford goes for his par from 4.5 feet.
Nice putting stroke there. That looked firm and positive. A little slap on the thigh, get the motivation going.
Now Action Jackson, after that chip in, has put himself right in the mix. That's a beautiful looking shot, isn't it, from behind the player?
Well, I think Gary's going to comment on this. That was a double cross whenever I've seen one.
Yeah, it was. Looked like he was really undecided there and tried to sort of hold it up, and the body slowed down and the forearms rolled over and it went left rather than hold up a bit with the fade.
Amen to that one, Gary.
So there was me admiring the view. Unfortunately, Luke Jackson, though, won't like what he's seen. Now, Runcie, the Welshman, right across this green. Very, very tricky putts from that sort of area, and he'll be disappointed with that.
I'm jealous of his hairdo, though. Got a lot more on his bonnet than I have. Love to style it like that, wouldn't you, Gary?
Yeah, it's a long time since I had enough to style in any style.
Well, this is a tall, high-rising shot. Here, you can see at the 6th. Oh, just dodging the bullet there on the right-hand side, missing that bunker. I'm sure we'll be putting it from there, or just a nice little chip and run. We'll have to wait and see.
Reece Enoch will know that that hole has yielded a lot of birdies this week, so it's a scoring opportunity. Now, this is an opportunity to drop a shot for Coupland, and it's happened. Well, that didn't look comfortable at all.
No, no confidence really with that one, and the putter just slowed down. It never got the ball running at the hole. It was disappointing for him.
Decel. We haven't said that for ages, have we?
Deceleration. Yeah, it's, unfortunately for him, that happened. As we come to Jackson here, ball slightly below his feet, down and away. It's come on lovely onto the green.
Oh.
Yeah, oh, nearly back to backers. Unbelievable.
That is unbelievable stuff from Jackson. Brilliant. Well, great recovery then. No damage done by the looks of it for Luke Jackson, but there might be some damage done here for Runcie.
That's a hard one to swallow.
So, a little bit of a stumbling block here for some of our players on this final round at Frilford. And Reece Enoch in the same boat.
Well, he chose the putter, and it's run off the fringe very smoothly.
Yeah, Gary, the course conditions are fantastic. No complaints from the players. I'm really intrigued to watch this guy, Laurie Cantor, actually. I mean, he's had to start on the European Tour. I've watched him on a couple of the ranges working out there this year, but I'll tell you what, he's working hard, he's grinding it out, he's trying to get results, and he's come here just to keep the momentum going.
It's interesting how some players like to play, some take a week off. It's again, they've got to learn how to manage the game.
Exactly. That's a nice easy up and down. He's just holding them for fun and up and down in it from everywhere. Now Cornford out of fairway bunker. Don't want to see too much sand come up here. Oh, it was a bit. Has he got the power to get it there to the front of the green? No, I think there was just that too much sand came up.
Yeah, it's obviously a bit higher bank than it looked from the side we were looking at it from.
Now Enoch a little bit disappointed with his approach, but he's still going to walk away with a birdie from that hole. And Jackson's birdie at the 6th, look at that, it's put him into a share of the lead with Cornford at 8 under. And Cornford, John, with a bit of work to do.
He has indeed. This one, little popper over the bunker. Just get it on the dance floor, running towards the hole. Spin. Not enough. Still a bit of work to be done to save his part.
So, Coupland now. Second shot, the par 5. Long iron. Hand off the club a bit quick. It sounded a touch back-ended and turned over.
Plenty of green to work with, though, for him there, Gary. Not the worst leave in the world I've ever seen.
No, as you say, John, plenty of green to let him trundle the ball down towards the hole.
Now, Laurie Cantor with a monster putt coming over a ridge and then down. It's a little bit slower than what he probably expects. Got to come right up there. He's giving it a right old wallop, and it still ain't to the hole.
Yeah, better pace than Runcie, but they're all struggling with that read. So that opportunity to repair the damage immediately passes up for Cantor. Now, back to Runcie. Can someone hit this green?
Well, Cantor done it. Can Runcie do it? Well, this one's a low driller.
There you go.
That was a nice shot, wasn't it? There, just fizzed in there.
Well, controlling the ball flight, wasn't it, Gary?
Yeah, it was. Just chopped off the follow through, kept the ball down, but good spin on it. Very good shot.
So genuine eagle opportunity for Runcie. Back to Mullen then at 11 with his tee shot.
Yeah, Westwood Hoboy. This one looks like it's drifting from left to right. And it is just leaking out there. A lot of work to be done.
Well, back to Coupland, where he'd come up short and left, having turned over his approach. And using all that green to good effect. Lovely pace.
Yeah, great touch there, Gary. Really was. Played that well. Back of the stance, hands forward. Obviously in that little bit of rough, so needed to get all the ball as much as he could. Now Cornford to save his par. Stay at 7. Oh, shaved that right edge. I'm trying to tuck that one in for his bogey. That's a drop shot.
Yes, it is indeed. So, another big moment in Cornford's round. I'm afraid doesn't go his way. Now Mullen. Oh, okay, this is tricky.
Yeah, not easy to judge that over the different grasses. Ball 6 inches above his feet. But a pretty fair result, John, don't you think?
Yeah, definitely. Consolidate that, you know, play the simple shot. Don't have to go for anything crazy. Now, this one a great opportunity for an eagle. This will really get the confidence flying. It's looking good.
Oh.
Get in there, you beauty.
That is a great putt, and you can see him puff his chest out after that one. Runcie knows that's big. Takes him to 7 under, just 1 shot off the leaders.
Yeah, boom shakalaka. Now Mullen, save his par at 11. He's got a little confident little hop, skip and a jump, hasn't he? Around the golf course.
He has a sort of frisky, gazelle-like movements.
Now Coupland to move to 8 under. And he does. That's good work from Dave, back into a share of that lead. And it's Luke Jackson, the man that he shares the lead with. Let's take a look at how things stand in the PDC Golf Championship. There we go, the 2 men at the top of the table, but there is no breathing space. That's a big, big chasing pack. Just a couple of shots off them, and a couple of guys in there starting to make a really nice move. This tournament shaping up very well indeed. Jimmy Mullen then creeping up the leaderboard, 4 under for the round, 2 shots off the leaders here at the PDC Golf Championship. More after the break. Welcome back to Frilford Heath and the PDC Golf Championship. Now, let's be honest, here's the moment you've all been waiting for. John Morgan's out on the course.
Well, the 8th hole, what an absolute brute of a par 4. 469 yards. And do you know what makes it difficult? It's the landing area, the driving off the tee. It is everything. It's so tight. It's only like about 15 yards wide right here. And you've got this ridge that runs from about 100 yards away from where I am right now, all the way at me. So if you come to the right and you slightly block it, it's going to propel the ball to the right-hand side. And if you get it down the right-hand side, but just enough left, it's going to kick it into the middle of the fairway. But just watch this. You know, if I'm on the other side of that ridge, this is what the ball's going to do. In it goes, bounding in and through. And oh my goodness. Let's see what we've got. This could be a little bit smelly. Yeah, they got a lot of rabbits over this golf course, so you've got to make sure you know your rules. You know, so the PGA are here on hand to help you out. I'm right in here, and well, I haven't got much of a backswing. I got just, well, I might have a bit of a backswing. I've got this big tree in my way. I got to really get a low cut going on. Let's try something. I've got a 5-iron. Put my course planner there. I've definitely dodged a rabbit scraping. I've got a little twig. Can I move that? No, I think it'll move the ball. So no, right. I've got about 160 yards coming out low under these trees. I've probably got to get it, I can't hit it no more than 3 foot off the deck or it's going to clip these trees. I've got to bend it from left to right as well. So I'm looking at the left edge of the green. Fingers crossed, boys and girls. Wish me luck. Oh, that's an absolute beauty. Come on, run your heart out. Run your heart out. I know I'm asking a lot, but go on, go on. Well, you shy of the green by about 20 feet. Well, I don't know if you've seen what I've seen, but that was, I was pretty happy with that. And Sevi, oh, you were proud of me on that one.
Well, there was the opportunity for a rebound and some teeth removal, but you got all your gnashers, John, so I'm guessing that was your first shot.
It was. How
Well
did you know?
Nice to see the ball being worked.
It is. I do like shaping my shots. I'm always in trouble anyway.
Now Jackson with his tee shot into the 8th, co-leader along with Dave Coupland. And still plenty of golf to be played here today, Gary. This one is wide open.
Yeah, there is a lot of to be going on. Again, a lot of leg action there in Jackson's swing. You know, drives through onto his left side, really putting some strain on that left ankle. Got to make sure he maintains his balance in the heat of the moment.
I'd definitely bring you consistency if you could do that, Gary.
Yeah.
And Mullen, tall, high-rising shot. Oh, finding the putting surface, no more than 8-10 feet. Lovely swing.
Yeah, Mullen just 2 off the lead. And here is one of our leaders, Luke Jackson, with his second.
Go. That was interesting. That was a 7-iron, trying to get it down and work it.
Go on
an upslope, and this is looking phenomenal.
What a stunning shot.
I don't think he really knew what he'd done there.
No, I think it sort of happened. I think you mentioned Sevi earlier on. I think he was smiling down on him and put some fluence in his hands to produce that shot.
Good man, though, Mullen. Oh, just lacked the conviction to hit the back of the hole.
So he doesn't claim one of those 2 shots that he needs to get on par with the leaders. Oh dear, and our first little bit of temperament from Jimmy Mullen there. He's been pretty calm up until now. Understandable though.
So after that bit of magic, is there more magic? There certainly is.
So he's gone from Action Jackson to Magic Jackson. It's all happening.
Well, that's a great birdie on a very tough hole.
And Jackson takes the lead all on his own some at 9 under.
Mullen, he wasn't 6 foot plus, we wouldn't be seeing him.
Well, a club swished and the ball appeared.
And voila, chubby checker. Coming back down the slope and back at him. That is a tough putt now.
It really is. He's dealing with a mountain.
Now Coupland finds himself 1 off the pace. Just heard a little bit of wind on that course side microphone. Just a reminder that it is swirling around the trees.
Oh, and that one just catching that ridge I was talking about earlier. Bringing it into the middle of the fairway, but he's a long way back.
But not so far back, Dave Coupland, just 1 shot off the lead at the moment. The Woodhall Spa-Man winner at the Earl of Mar back in 2013. This man has form on the EuroPro Tour.
This tour is growing every year and heard great reports from everyone. So no, it's a pleasure to be back and playing, and just to get some game time and playing with some good players. So it's on the day now.
Gary, do you like the whole build-up for the big final day, or do you just prefer a whole another day at the office approach for these guys?
I think for most players you have to take account of this is the most important day, but it's how well they manage themselves. But I don't really agree with this. Oh, you know, I can put it all in the back of my mind. I think that's very difficult to do. So embrace the challenge. And
yeah, I guess be honest. These are big moments in your career and potentially life-changing moments, as Barry Hearn said earlier in the show.
Coupling out with the longest iron in the bag, and it's all of it. To try and get it on there, you can see how tough it's playing, and what a beauty. This green slopes from the front all the way to the back, so it's only going to get further away from the hole. And this is one we've been looking forward to, Gary.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how he deals with this big hillock.
You can see it, just this big hump coming over now. Slow down ball. Oh, there's a bit of meat left on that bone.
He's a proper post-putt reaction. Well done, Jimmy Mullen. Entertaining stuff, but he's got a bit of work to do.
Jackson, just with this very short one to tidy up for his par.
He does that just fine. And you're going to have to make a few of those during the course of the day just to keep things ticking along now. Copeland, it is a birdie chance, but it's a long way out. This to de-stingify this hole.
It's a tall ass, Simon. He'll just be wanting to cosy this one to about there. Happy days. Knock that one in and stroll over to the 9th.
I like watching him play though, because he actually gets a good release, doesn't he, when he swings through, shaping the ball right to left, Copeland.
He does indeed. He has a very good rhythm.
Mullen then. Well, that's well done. From the position he was in, I think he will take that. That means he's certainly in the mix, and we've certainly still got a very tight tournament here on the PDC Golf Championship. But the first time today, there's a little bit of daylight at the top. Luke Jackson going on to birdie the 10th, and that means that he moves 2 shots clear of his nearest rival, Dave Copeland. But it's still very, very tight here at this championship. Now then, Jackson, so far so good. Moves himself to double figures under the card as he begins to head back towards the clubhouse. He's leaning over, trying to keep this one on the dance floor. It's hit the dance floor, but that's just going to trickle off away to the edge. And I can tell you down there is our on-course reporter, Kit Alexander, to tell us about what he's facing.
Luke Jackson's ball has just trickled off the edge of the 182-yard 11th hole here. It's a par 3, so he's got a pretty straightforward up and down. He'll probably take putter. It's lying very nicely, and he can be quite aggressive with it up the slope. A par here, and he maintains the lead.
Nice one, thank you, Kit. So that's what's happened to Enoch's playing partner's ball. Let's see if Rhys Enoch can just move this a little more towards the centre of the green and hold the surface. Well, he's asking that to go as well. And a very similar position for Enoch. Now then, as he ponders that shot, time for John Morgan to ponder the 9th.
Well, we're here at one of the most beautiful par 3s on the golf course, the 9th hole, 186 yards. And what makes it so fantastic is you got the bunkers left, bunker right, figure of 8 green, out of bounds at the back, slope at the front of the green, which can feed the ball off, a beautiful pond in front of you, which won't come in play for the players. Beautiful trees as well to kind of harness and take away the wind that you can't feel, so you can play havoc with your brain. You know, it's a big yardage as well. It's a tough old target to look at. Very tight, very narrow, and lots of trouble lurking, you know, and the green's very hard to read. Now, I got a little 6-iron out. 186, this pin is back right today. Don't want to overclub and go into that beautiful house which is looking over this green. But you should just imagine, you know, the boys are starting, first one of the season here at Frilford Heath. What a hole to get a hole-in-one on and start your season with a massive bang. Right, let's try and do one myself. Well, I tell you what, that's an absolute beauty. I think that's pin eye as well to boot. From a distance here, it looks like about 10 feet. Happy days.
Yeah, good work. We love this hole, don't we? This is a great golf hole to watch.
Stunning golf hole here on the red course.
And Adam runs his tee shot at this hole, 3 behind the leader, and a fine tee shot.
That is absolutely beautiful. And now look at the balance. This man lifts a lot of weights in the gym. Does it show through in his swing?
It definitely looks like it. Cuts it a little bit at the top and really comes down. His balance really good. Holds it off lovely. A little bit of a drawer, I think, coming into that front left pin.
Yeah, kept a bit of weight on his front foot in order to create a nice downward blow. And here's Copeland. Again, you can see the hands working quickly through there to shape the ball from right to left, and it's overshaped, and a little sandy shot coming up, I think.
Yeah, short-sided. That's going to be awkward. Now Mullen, right-sided. And more than 40 yards to go. Up onto the green. Release. Not too much, though. Whoa. That's not bad at all.
Looking a little disconsolate at the moment, but he's still in there with a chance.
He's in the zone, Simon.
Yeah, as we watch Rhys Enoch from the fringe at the back of the 11th. Good effort. Ball just hopped a bit as it came onto the green, so but good enough.
Tell you what, Jackson will get a great read off of that putt. He'll be wanting to do the same, but first of all, we've got Copeland. This one's a tough one. This one's just just get it over the bunker and just, well, hopefully it don't run away from you too much. This one's got to slow down, hit the hole. Nope. Well, that's the trouble. You get put in front of you on this 9th hole, you miss it short side, it's a difficult up and down to save your par.
It was probably about as good as he could do from there.
Definitely.
So this is what Jackson is left with.
Yeah, can he go to school on his playing partner? Can he go one better? Oh, there's a lot more work to be done in that one.
Yes, and here to talk about the work to be done, it's Kid Alexander again.
As you can see, it was a slow putt up the hill, and Luke Jackson's left himself all about 8 feet short of the hole with that to save his par now and maintain the lead.
Now, come on, young Jimmy. Head up, play through to the end, and then watch them all come in the clubhouse, because you are still in there, and that means Jimmy Mullen has got a real chance now over the closing holes.
Confidence is growing, the smile's on his face, he's in the zone.
Yeah, moves to 7 under. Now Cornford on the same score with his second shot.
Yeah, Cornford coming to rest in the sandy bunker in the middle of this fairway on 8, and this one's left, going left. Body language all day long saying that, but he's on the dance floor.
Could have been worse territory, Gary.
Yeah, could have been. He'll be a little bit disappointed, but it's not easy coming out of that fluffy, grassy sort of hollow there in the middle of the fairway.
Now Runcie, the Welshman, to try and keep pace. Nicely done. That was a tricky little blighter.
Yeah, that was fast from left to right. Great touch, commitment. Well, it's all going for him at the moment. Nice eagle earlier and a great birdie on 9. He's in it. Now Jackson to save his par, to stay at 10 under.
Oh dear. Very tough break for him.
You'll be annoyed with that, because he had the read of his Reece Enoch, his playing partner, and to come up that far short, disappointing.
So the tournament closes up a little again. Luke Jackson moves back to 9 under, just 1 shot clear of the rest. The former Welsh international, now based in England. Nottingham Forest fan, incidentally, but we won't hold that against him. Let's hear from Luke.
Won my first professional event last week at Woolerton on the Eagle Tour, so full of confidence and ready to get out there, really. I want to win this year. I've set some high goals. I want to progress from the last 2 seasons, so definitely win and get my tour card.
Now Copeland for par.
Straight up the hill.
Oh, unlucky.
Just pushed it a little bit.
But that's what this beautiful hole can do to you. It is a chance to score, but it's also an opportunity to concede, and he's done that. Now back to Cornford. He too for par to stay at 7 under. These are vital shots in the context of this round. And another vital shot goes pinging off the rim of the hole. I think he hit that hard just to try and take any nerves out of it, but it didn't work, I'm afraid. So let's take a look at how that changes the leaderboard. Luke Jackson still has the lead, but once again it's reduced to just a single shot as everything compresses behind him. There are a lot of names in contention here at the PDC Golf Championship, but that is for sure. Well, Luke Jackson comes off the 11th with a narrow 1-shot lead, but still 7 more for Jackson to play on the PDC Golf Championship here at Frilford Heath.
And welcome back to the HotelPlanner.com PGA EuroPro Tour here at Frilford Heath. Jackson currently leads by 1. It's very tight at the top, so let's get straight back to all the action.
Thanks, Sian, and plenty of action to focus on as we head towards what should be a cracking finish to this tournament. Now, Enoch trailing at the moment, but not by much, just 2 shots back, but this is tough, Gary.
Difficult lie, this. Spring growth, lots of wispy seed heads. Tangle round the hosel of the club, could easily turn this one a bit left.
And right on cue.
Bonnie McGoo, he's down on the left-hand side there, and that's going to be a tough up and down, Gary.
Yeah, tricky shot as we move across to Jackson, who's missed on t'other side.
Yes, and like you say, the spring grasses are playing effect on this one. He's going to power it out, look at that. And some right whip at the bottom to gouge this one out. Can he get to the green? Yes, he can, there it is. On the putting surface, on the dance floor. But Kit Alexander's down there to have a closer little look at this baby.
Jackson's done incredibly well to find the front of the green from that lie over on the right-hand side of the fairway there. It's the perfect antidote. He certainly won't have wanted to have made back-to-back bogeys, but he's got a relatively straightforward uphill putt. He won't want to leave that same awkward 6 or 8 feet that he missed on the last hole, so I expect him to be really aggressive from here.
Now, Mullen, this man needs to be aggressive over his closing holes.
Yeah, top figure of Mullen there on the right rough. Big high rising 9-iron. Coming in to land nice and softly, hopefully. Yeah, not bad at all.
Still not happy though. Now this is tricky for Enoch.
He's a long way below the surface of the green. Let's see how he does.
I think he played that too good, Gary.
He did. I don't think he could believe that he would actually be able to stop it that quickly.
And Mullen coming up the slope, slight left from right, and he's overcooked it. Oh, what did you have for breakfast this morning?
And then Jackson has operated towards the top of the leaderboard for most of this final round, but that's uncharacteristic. And a real shame as well after that fantastic shot from the rough.
Was a great shot from the rough. So, can Mullen redeem himself? He can. Well done.
Not sure he's going to give us a smile though after that. A little bit frustrated out there at the moment. Now Enoch, best that he's managed so far on the EuroPro Tour in the 2 years that he's played is a 49th position. He's got every chance to improve on that today, but he's still got a bit of work to do. Very colour coordinated today, isn't he, with the shoes and the top?
Very bright and breezy feel about him in this golf course, but Jackson with a lot of work to do to save his par. This one just going to slightly break off his left-hand side, I feel. Straight in the heart, no messing. Little fist pump, keep the momentum going.
Hard though when you put a lot of pressure on yourself. You're not going to keep holding 6-footers, are you, John?
No, you're not. They do take their toll.
Now bogey here, unfortunately, for Rhys Enoch, but pops that one in. And time to ponder what's happened there as John E. Morgan ponders what's going to happen on the 12th.
Well, I've absolutely came my drive right down the right-hand side. Would have loved to have been over on the left because of better angle in, you know, especially with that pin front right-hand side on this difficult green, you know, but beggars can't be choosers. You know, I did flirt with the bunkers, but I absolutely nailed it. You know, probably my best swing of the day so far. Sun's come out to play. It is absolutely gorgeous. The green is so difficult to come into as well. You know, loads of contours in this green, so you've got to be on the right level, especially with this pin tucked on the right. If you leak it just that slightly too much, it can catch the slope and go into no man's land, and you're left with, well, a world of pain, you know, for your third. I tell you what, it felt good. I can't see it, it's just gone straight up into the sun. Oh, it's gone to the right. Have I hung on? Nail-bitey stuff.
Yeah, you're right, John. It is an absolute nail-biter today. Nobody is able to steal a march. And every time it looks like someone's going to get away, the field pegged them back again.
Well, this is an interesting one. Runis is out with the iron off the tee, which is going to make this hole extremely long unless he hits it as far as Nicholas Colsart hits it. And this one down the right-hand side, trying to take the bunker out of play. That's about 280 off the tee, but that's a tall order with a long iron. Leaving himself a lot of work to be done.
Jimmy Mullen second, 16th.
He's been a bit glasses half full today as Mullen, but I think sometimes young players have to look at the scoreboard. I know we say don't concentrate necessarily on that, but every so often just take a look and see what a great position you're in.
Well, there you go. Second shot. Perfect course management short, but a long iron. This is going to be a 5 or 4 iron. Got to drift it in from left to right, but he's overcooked it. Oh, he's down where Unit was. It's going to be tough.
Well, it's good to see that sort of confidence. He really backed himself there, but it's not quite happened for Runcie. This is going to be a big heave out of this upslope. Oh no. Oh dear, Copeland in trouble now, and this is what happened.
Just watch the head probably move a little bit too soon. Comes up and bang, there you go. Just come up on the ball, hit it halfway, straight into the lip.
Yeah, it's always the risk when you've got to try and lean back and sort of haul the ball up immediately into the air. Let's see whether he does better this time.
Oh, that was flushed. You could hear that. He's probably thinking, why don't I do that first time? But I mean, you know, that's the way it is, and that's pitching. Just shy. Is it going to creep on? No. That's a good effort from here. Let's try and see the difference. Can you see anything different there, Gary?
Nothing really to there, but he just made sure that he got the ball first and got his weight moving forward, whereas the last time, leaning back, just touched the sand and up into the top of the ball.
Good shape. Trying to help it too much. Now Mullen coming up the slope again. He's gone for it. Oh.
He's having no luck at all today, Jimmy Mullen.
The animation of Mullen is massive.
I quite like seeing a bit of emotion. It's nice when they, you know, you feel it means something, don't it?
Well, everyone's different, aren't they, Gary? And I think it's good. You know, it's good for the game of golf. Gives it nice variety. Not everyone's the same. We're not all robots.
That's very interesting. It was a different approach to we saw earlier with Enoch, a straighter face club, but almost exactly the same result. Ball didn't run out.
Be a little bit softer on that left edge. I don't know. But Cantor, well, he's chosen to come out with driver. He's taking it all on. Probably looking at that right bunker, trying to draw it off it, get maximum distance. Oh, and look at that, hop forward. I mean, that's a long way down there. Just a little bit held up in the first cut of rough, but my goodness, beauty.
It was. So let's take a look at the 13th here, 392 yards, dogleg that goes to the left. This bunker that we're flying over doesn't really come into play for these guys, and then they turn towards 10 o'clock, middle iron, middle lofted iron, to a figure 8 of green, pretty open round the green, as you can see, no bushes or anything, but what's difficult, green slopes from back to front. Get the right distance, maybe a chance of a birdie.
Jackson has found position A off the tee here at 13 with a beautiful high drawn 3-wood. This is a green light flag, it's slightly down breeze. There's not too much danger around it. He is going to be taking dead aim. This could be birdie time.
Well, there's a good number of players on this tour that will take just about any flag on that the PGA throw at them. And this is one that he'll really fancy. Well. And there's the reaction. No need to guess what he's thinking there. Now Copeland, after that shocker in the bunker. Incredible, isn't it, how it changes the face of your performance in your tournament just with one shot like that.
Oh, it does. I mean, confidence. You feel like you can play anything when you're riding high, but as soon as one goes wrong, you question yourself. As we come to Jackson, up over the slope, down towards the hole. Oh, good effort.
I love seeing these greens though with these humps and hollows in. It really challenges the players. I think it's fantastic.
Now the man from Abergele Golf Club in the windy wild north of Wales between Rhyl and Colwyn Bay. And that one straight down the middle.
That was a very confident stroke there, Simon.
Good stuff from Runcie, and we've seen some good emotion from him as well, really geeing himself up.
He's stuck to his game plan nice. He's obviously got a plan and he's stuck to it. So, Jackson. Yep.
Yeah, still, he's looking back down the fairway, isn't he? Still ruining that approach.
Yeah, I think it was a good opportunity for him. He had a pitching wedge in his hand. But Copeland now, this to try and say bogey. Oh no, it's going to be double bogey for Copeland. That's very expensive.
Oh dear, Sandy shocker for a double bogey, and Dave Copeland has put himself in a bit of trouble there. Still nothing in it, and I think we're going to be calling it like that all the way down the stretch as well.
14th tee, that lovely with all that blossom behind there. Wonderful view.
Here's picture postcard stuff here at Frilford Heath. Oh dear, and he won't want to see that one on a postcard.
Hopefully he's got away with a good lie there on the left-hand side, but it's Canter from a monster drive, out with the wedge, flying it high, land it soft. That'll be his plan. Oh, and what an absolute beauty.
And that really sums up what you said about the hole. He took on the risk off the tee and made it a so much easier second shot.
It is definitely 9 times out of 10. I think the boys would like to play it that way. But Mullen coming out the right rough again. He's got the blocks off the tee today, and this one, can it squeeze to the front edge of the green? It's trying to, and that's going to be an awkward up and down.
Jackson reloaded off the tee, but his first ball is actually fine. He's pulled a really good lie over here in the left-hand rough. The only thing he may have to worry about and contend with is some overhanging branches. There are bunkers front and left, but a safe shot with a wedge out to the right of the pin should still give him a really good opportunity to make a birdie here.
Well, he's already proved himself very adept at coming out of the Frilford grass. Another test now.
We can get a lot of club on the back of this ball. Might be able to get some turn from right to left, get it closer. Well, this looks nice. If it's got a little bit more willpower to get on there, that's a good effort.
Yeah, it showed good imagination to just try and sort of punch it out of there rather than send it up too high. Nearly came off perfectly.
It did. Now Canter for a well-deserved birdie after a great drive, great second. Can he seal the deal? Yes, he can. Nicely done, Laurie.
Oh, so good to see a player getting reward for taking that little bit of risk off the tee. So Canter still moving. Now then Mullen. Not for the want of chances today for this young man. A new pro, testing himself on this tour. And again, a little bit lively.
Yeah, as you mentioned before, John, he'd missed in a very awkward place there. That was to get over that shoulder of that bunker. It was just a bad miss.
It was indeed. Still work to be done, but Jackson at the front of the screen opting not to putt. He's chipping it.
Not this time.
I think I know what you're going to say on that one, Gary.
Yes, I mean, he's had a chip in and a near chip in, and I think that was just dialed in the wrong numbers.
Now here we go, opting to putt. Mullen from the fringe.
Well, not a massive amount wrong with that, but in the context of this tournament, it's just another frustration to add to the pile, I'm afraid, for Jimmy Mullen.
This is a pressure putt, coming down, slight from right to left.
Oh, fabulous.
Right in the heart of the hole.
And Cracker Jackson holds it again. Now back to Mullen. Well, last chance to make ground, last chance to set a number in the clubhouse, but it's not the number that he would have dearly loved to set. He really should be double figures under the card. Beautiful closing hole again with that little wall feature to the side. And there we go. Some emotion from Mullen. We've seen it all day from him.
The animator.
Oh, bless his heart. We feel for him out there. Now then, Jackson again finding himself in the wispy stuff.
So can Mullen close out with a birdie on this attractive finishing hole? Been really the story of his day, Simon.
Yeah, I think we all knew the answer, didn't we, to that question that you just posed, Gary? And that wry smile tells the story. Just hasn't quite happened for Jimmy Mullen, but keep an eye on this very talented young man, because he is certainly going to feature this season.
I have to agree with you, Simon. He's definitely shown he's got the pedigree. He's come up through the ranks, amateur career and everything like that. It's looked really good from start to finish. So, yeah, like you say, mate, it's inevitable. I think this boy's going to be up there as we come to Jackson now from the fringe.
You seem to have said Jackson from the fringe rather a lot in the last little while. And that's what happens if you can't get it close enough to the pin. It's very difficult to get the next one near enough.
It is. Now Copeland from the back edge of this green, coming up the slope a little bit. He's going to have to hit this firm, and there it is, right in the heart of the hole.
Well, he probably deserves something like that. He's had a little bit of a quiet few holes here as Copeland, and that'll get things back on track. He seems to take everything in his stride, though.
It's a difficult putt for Jackson, a vital putt for him as well to save his par. Comes from the right and it's in. It's a great save.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah, I've certainly got to take my hat off. He's holed out very, very well, having put himself under some pressure.
If that was you, Gary, I bet you'd be worn out by now, wouldn't you?
I would. I don't think I'd have managed to hole as many.
Well, Luke Jackson still looks full of life and keeps knocking them in to preserve that very, very slim lead. Just a single shot ahead of Runcie and Cantor as we move towards the closing stages of this tournament. Jackson then heads towards the 16th. He's still in control, but Laurie Cantor and Adam Runcie are going to look to try and charge him down.
Hello and welcome back to the PDC Golf Championship here at Frilford Heath. It's still extremely tight at the top, so let's get straight back to the action and rejoin our commentators.
Well, a fantastic course, looking just picture perfect here in these spring conditions. And we have got a very, very tight finish in prospect to start off our EuroPro Tour season. Now, Copeland has had a few trials and tribulations, but he's come back strong. Can he finish strong?
Well, 3-wood off the tee, and looks like he's absolutely couldn't go and place it any better on this hole. We're having a closer little look. This is a tee shot as you come over the 13th green here to this fairway, and it all is Frilford Heath about the driving this week. Can you find the middle of the fairways? And like Copeland, there it is, straight in the middle of the green, but still a tough second shot to come into with a green which is a bit topsy-turvy, like all the holes around Frilford Heath. Not easy to read the greens either, and another great difficult hole, this 14th hole, and definite birdie chance, especially if you got it dialed in.
Yeah, Adam Runcie still very much in the mix, a player that at the moment works with his dad, PGA professional Stuart, and that's an interesting relationship, isn't it? Father, son in a coaching environment. I guess you're the best person to ask about this, Gary.
Yeah, it is, although I was never taught by my dad. It was my granddad Percy that taught me, so we had that one generation in between, and the old boy was very gentle with me.
Yes, you can imagine some interesting conversations, but all looking good so far for Runcie. Back to Cantor then, another man that is not far off the pace.
Controlling the spin of that ball, not feeding away from it, but that's an awkward one from there. As we come to Runcie, who hit an iron off the tee yet again for position. A1 coming in with wedge.
It's a very upright posture, John, doesn't he? He stands the clubs quite close to his legs when he sets up to it.
He does indeed, and it works very well. It's one of those individual swings, you know, you just pick up the club from day one and that's what you got.
Yep, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Some Batman angles for Copeland. Looked like the old 1960s series, didn't it? And pow from him. Fantastic.
Well overdue. He's had a bit of a rocky day at the office, but he made birdie on 13 and now a great opportunity here at 14.
Cantor's birdie attempt. This is the sort of putt, if you're going to win things, you need to hole the odd one of these.
Oh, everything but.
Dead on line, wasn't it? Coming into the hole.
Needs to get on the bananas, all the cereal bars, get him some energy levels up. Coming into the closing stages.
So here we are, the 16th, only 324 yards. This is a hole that certainly tells you that you do not need monster length to create a very good hole. Probably an iron off the tee for these guys to a green that's raised, and they'll be looking with a lofted club, and they need to find the right distance, because the difficulty here is the amount of humps and bumps and ollers on this green, so you don't want to be putting from too far away.
It's been a fantastic test, hasn't it, so far this week for the players, and what's really encouraging is to see these young players pulling all sorts of shots out the bag.
Well, here you go, Jackson in particular, right behind the gorse bush. Can't really see the flag from there, but what a great effort. Just running off though, but I'll tell you what, you'd have taken that if you'd have told him at the beginning of the shot.
Pretty but deadly, that gorse.
Yeah, you don't want to follow through on it too strongly, do you? Or fall back in it.
Now, Runcie. One of these players has got to get things moving, or I think we're in the right sort of territory to start to refer to the dreaded playoff.
So, Cantor. Lovely looking swing, but just lost his balance there slightly. Staring it down. Yeah, just off the edge of the fairway there. Lie's looking all right though.
It looks like he's trying to take the ball by the horns here and getting driver out any place he can and trying to overpower the golf course.
Yes, after that very good approach. And a very nice birdie.
Yeah, nice back-to-back birdies as well. I don't know why he's so huffing and puffing. He's still in with a chance.
I hate to see what he looks like if he wins this, Dave Coupland. Now, here's the man they've all been trying to catch, and he has hung on. He really has dug his toes in, hasn't he, and hung on. But surely Jackson is going to falter at some stage. He's got to find something out there.
Well, this is the glory of hitting driver off the tee. Nothing in, no more than 40 yards. Chip, pitch it at the front, little bit of check. Oh, and he didn't get it. Just a little awkward bank, sent it way past the hole.
That's the sort of thing you just can't legislate for. Good shot, caught a little bit of a hard knob at the front, and it's thrown it quite a long way away.
Yeah, I agree.
Bit of natural variation. Now Runcie still in a very strong position, and he's worked that well. Now, how's it going to finish?
Oh, this could be magnificent.
Oh yes, oh yes. Well, we've been waiting for someone to start knocking the flags out, and Cantor's giving it a go. Now Runcie joining in.
I just wonder if he should have played a little bump and run to get a little bit closer with like a 7-iron. Just get it putting through the thing, but this one for birdie off the right. Not to be. Chance goes a-begging.
He was almost too close off the tee there, in fact.
That's why you can't really play that spinny shot though, especially after the first cut, and maybe that little bump and run might have been a better one for him.
Yeah, I agree, John.
Now shoulders slumped after trickling in that last putt for Dave Coupland. Let's see how he responds here. And he's responded very well indeed. Adam Runcie agrees. Now Kit Alexander is at the 17th with Jackson's ball.
Luke Jackson could not have walked out and placed this ball any better. He's in position A down the right half of the fairway. The pin position, as you can see behind me, is in the back left of the green, so this gives him the perfect angle to try and get it in there close.
Well done, Kit, the tango man, stat freak. Now Jackson from the middle of the fairway. A1 position, as Kit was saying. Can he take advantage? Bit of spin. Oh, not bad at all. Pin eye, but a lot of work to be done.
Now then, opportunities here for Runcie. He's looked dangerous, hasn't he, over the last few holes?
He certainly has, and he operates that claw hold pretty well. It was a good putt there. I don't think he really got much wrong other than it was half an inch too far to the right.
It was. He just looks like a guy who's handling the pressure a lot better than the rest. And just like a few wobbles of the head, a little bit shrunk of the shoulders, or, you know, probably too pumped up. He looks pretty level on a level playing field, so he could be there right at the end, I got a feeling.
Oh, Copeland just cannot get it rolling. He's going one good one, one bad one.
Just up and down like a yo-yo. 1 minute it's a double, then it's back-to-back birdies, and now facing this one, which is for bogey.
Well, and it goes finally. And a wry smile from Copeland. He knows it isn't quite happening today. Now then, let's take a look at the 15th, Gary.
Well, pretty much a straightaway hole, quite narrow. Middle distance for these guys at 421. But you need to find the fairway. These bunkers aren't really in play when they take the driver. But this is probably the narrowest green on the golf course. Again, slightly raised from the fairway. So you need a real good straight hit for your second shot.
Yes, beautiful hole, and not the only one on this wonderful Frilford course. Now, Cantor's kind of gone back to basics to try and get through this final round, thumping it off the tee and trying to reduce the distances with his second shot. Let's see if he can get some reward from this one.
It's a tall, high rising shot, brings in a bunker in a play, that's on the front right, and he's taking it out, and that is a perfect placement on this green.
Yeah, keep an eye on Cantor. Now, Jackson would dearly love this to drop. Oh no, and he's faced with another tricky one, Gary.
Yeah, I'm a bit amazed really, because after 17 holes of going through, he still hasn't really got to grips with the pace of these at all.
Copeland, uphill lie, second shot into 16, very lofted club, got to beware of the spin. And there it is, zipping straight back off the green.
Now, Runcie called him dangerous on the last hole, but the only person he hurt was himself, unfortunately, with that missed putt. But he will get another chance or two, I'm sure. Now, well, he could have done with the spin there, couldn't he?
He could indeed. But like Gary was saying, sometimes you can be too close to these greens and you can't control the ball the way you would like to be able.
Once more with feeling then, Mr. Jackson. And that's the danger, isn't it?
It is. You could actually see the sort of slope there and how difficult it was when he was standing over that putt. It was a discernible slope.
He is back to a share of the lead after having held off the chasing pack for so long. Right then, the last hole, Johnny Morgan.
Yeah, the final hurrah, the do or die. What's going to happen? You know, do you lay up short of these bunkers? You know, play for safety and hit a 9-iron in, or do you get the driver out and whip it up there and try and get as close as you can? It's one of those. You've got the car park on the left-hand side, which does come into play if you get driver out, to an awkward green. That's the pin today on the left-hand side by that bunker, which has got this kind of a soft ridge running down the middle of it. So if you're on one side of it or on the other, it slopes towards the bunker. It's a very difficult 18th. And as we can see now, Jackson out with the iron, going for position.
Yes, there are some nice cars in that car park. I think you flirted with it last year in one of your features, didn't you?
Yeah, I think I put it straight through the windscreen of a nice Porsche.
You didn't. Oh dear, nothing like that happening today, but a purposeful march from Jackson. Will it be his day?
Now, after that good approach that spun too much, again, one from the fringe that just doesn't get running and leaves Copeland with a 3-footer.
Oh, this is a big moment for Laurie to go in one ahead if he can with the next 2 holes to go. Could be a big advantage. This one coming off his left, and it just stayed out there. Pace was bang on.
Yeah, you still haven't paid me for that windscreen, incidentally, John.
Oh, I thought you had a Robin Reliant.
Yeah, I don't think you get Jimmy Mullen and that man Laurie Cantor in a Robin Reliant too easily.
So Runty with his birdie attempt. Nice smooth stroke, and oof. He's the one player who has been giving them a run at the hole, and he does look very good.
He does look calm, cool and collected. Now Jackson here with his second, opting to lay back. Not an easy pin to get to when you're back here, but the little twirl of the club there says what a great shot it is, and he couldn't have left that in a better spot on this green. That's an uphill putt all day long.
He'll be jumping for joy when he sees it. That was the big shot of the day for Luke Jackson, and he's come through with flying colours.
McCoolin for par.
Trickles another one in, but you can see he's not happy. Let's see if Kit's happy though at the 18th.
Here on the 18th green, Luke Jackson has this birdie putt to post 9 under par in the clubhouse. He's been stalking it for a while now, looking at it from every conceivable angle. It could be worth £10,000. Let's see if he can hold it.
Well done, Kit. I know I call him a stat freak, but I tell you what, he is a fountain of knowledge when it comes to the golf game. As we see Jackson here, this could be the winning putt. You just do not know. Up the hill. Oh, so close, but yet so far.
Will he live to rue that moment? He's going to go and wait in the clubhouse now and see a 70, but it could have been better.
Yeah, those last 8 holes penalised him and didn't really give him anything.
Here's one of the men that could punish him then for that missed putt, but only if he drains this one. It's not a big one though, but it's under pressure from Runcie. Well done. And that will give him encouragement to keep going at these holes. If he can get the return, he'll be fine. Now, I haven't seen this man for a while, another Welshman, Rhys Enoch.
Yeah, it's just fallen by the wayside here on the back 9. Unfortunately, not as being his best day at the office. As you can see, those 3 bogeys coming near, you know, the 12th, 14th and 15th, proving costly. A 74 today, 4 under par.
Let's take a look at the state of play then as we head to the close of this tournament. Luke Jackson into the clubhouse at 8 under, and a special mention for Tristan Lawrence, the teenager from South Africa, with a 68 today to go to 7 under. Great performance from him, but this tournament is still in the balance. Coming up after the break then, we get to the business end of the PDC Golf Championship. Jackson in the hutch. Can anyone beat him? Welcome back to Frilford Heath and the business end of the PDC Golf Championship. We are heading towards a belting finish for our first tournament of this EuroPro Tour season. 17 then, Gary Ellis, let's take a look.
So here we are on the 17th, 424 yards, not a long hole in modern golf, but again a narrow fairway. These players will be looking to find that fairway to then be able to negotiate these 2 bunkers that guard left and right of this teardrop-shaped green. Again, it's all about trying to leave yourself not too far from the pin, because if you're a long way away, very easy to 3-putt.
So that's how this tournament stands. Jackson in the clubhouse, but Runcie and Cantor his nearest challengers. But there's still that opportunity for somebody else. If they can find a big shot or a big putt, then they can get in the mix. Coupland, one of those players.
Tall high rising shots, his back left flag and just overcooking it. Short-sighting himself yet again. Runcie way on the left-hand side. Now this is a different approach, coming over the bunker and got to land it soft. Needs height, needs spin, needs a lot.
Oh, not quite. So Runcie, having pushed really hard on this back 9, it's got a bit of a challenge there. Can this man pull it out of the bag? He's certainly been the quality performer in terms of his status, getting that European Tour card at Q School. And he's looked pretty good out there today, hasn't he?
He has indeed. He looks comfortable. I mean, he hasn't got off to the best of starts on the European Tour, but you know, he's finding his feet. It's a difficult place to be. You know, you've got all the stars. You look down the, you know, driving ranges and see, you know, your Martin Keimer's and your Sergios, and you think, oh my goodness, I'm in the mix. But here we go. Runcie, a little delicate chip onto. Is it going to release? Well, he's probably left himself the easiest putt you can get on this green. Little uphiller, 2-footer for his part.
Copeland. Well, you got to feel for him. The wheels have come off on a couple of occasions, but full marks. He's come back every time. But I'm not sure Gary's going to come back from that.
No, that was clumsy at very best.
Canter coming up the hill for birdie.
Frustration evident on that greenside microphone. And he knew that that was probably the chance. Will he get another?
Yeah, rueful shake of the head and smile. So, Copeland, can he make amends?
Not this time, I'm afraid. And that is a very frustrating situation for Copeland. And every time he gained ground, he gave it back again to the course.
It's a big moment here. This for par to go up 18, knowing that a birdie might just do it. You never know.
Well done. And talking of 18, we've taken a look at it from the air. Let's go to the ground now with John E. Morgan to have a look at the last.
Well, here we are, final hole, sting in the tail, capital here, 18th hole here at Frilford Heath, and what a beauty, 324 yards, as you can see, so it kind of dangles that carrot. You know you could get pretty close to this green if you get the driver out. I mean, I'm going to give it a pop. If I was going to say, if you got a one-shot lead and you got no qualms about it, probably a long iron for safety, take the bunker out of play, that's up there at about 260 off the tee, 270, or get driver on and try and just smash it all the way over it and chip on all the putt for birdie, and then go and win it by one. Well, I crunched it, it's just stayed out there, hasn't drawn on me. I think it's pretty safe, but we'll have to go up there and have a little closer look. Come on. This is driver in A1 position, plenty of green to work with, no excuses if you're coming down the last and needing birdie to win it. This is a golden opportunity. Great setting, come on. Got to go a little bit. It's not bad. Is it going to release? I think it has. I think I've given myself a decent chance of a birdie. Stunning.
Well, it is tight as a tight thing. Jackson in the clubhouse with the lead, but Runcie and Canter still very much in this, and he's deciding to go with the iron off the tee. We have seen players take this 18th on. Darren Lloyd gave it a really good go last year. But he's gone safety first here, and when you do that, you've got to make sure it happens correctly. Looks good enough. What does Kid Alexander think?
Runcie's safely in the fairway here at 18. This is now all about the second shot. The only thing he's got to be wary of is the slight upslope he's playing the ball off may make it fly a little higher than usual, but that could work to his advantage here, stopping it quickly around the pin.
Now, Canter's there somewhere, John.
He is. He's just taken a roll in, I think, and now he's just come out of the gorse bushes high, and it's just come up short in the bunker. I fear there's a lot of work to be done to save his part.
Yeah, might force his hand at the 18th. We'll see what Canter decides to do when he gets there, but this is Runcie trying to reap full dividends from this final hole. Very well done, young man. And that leaves him in pole position.
Nice little delicate splash shot here. Just get it on the green. Should run down to the hole nicely. Come on, come on. Not a bad effort at all.
Well, that's Cantor at 17. Let's get back to Kit Alexander at 18 with that Runcie putt.
We've just seen Luke Jackson narrowly miss a birdie putt to finish on 9 under par in the previous group. And now Adam Runcie has an excellent look from 6 feet. If he can hold this, he'll set the clubhouse target at 9 under with only 1 group left out on the course.
Thanks, Kit. Whispering Kit Alexander, but doesn't want to put this man off. This could be the biggest putt of Adam Runcie's career. Oh, he's drained it. He's drained it and moves into the lead. So Jackson's target is surpassed in the clubhouse, and that's what it means to Adam Runcie. And now he's got to wait and see, but he's given himself every opportunity.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity, as you say, and he's done well. He's come through the qualifying schools to be in this position.
Well played to him. Well played to Dave Coupland. I think when you get in the car and start to head back home, Gary, you look back on the day and you think, oh, OK, not too bad from Coupland. He's certainly got a building block there.
Well, it's a curate's egg of a scorecard there. Some good, some not so good, and it all culminates in a 1 over par 73 and what might have been. But he'll look on the positives as he drives home.
Sure he will. Now Cantor, first par save to go up the last, needing a birdie to tie for the lead. Can he do it? Oh, just shaved the right edge of the hole. Well, you know what's going to happen now, don't you? You know he's going to get the big dog out and give it a rip up 18.
Yeah, that surely forced Laurie Cantor's hand as he heads towards the 18th tee. Can't see anything else but that happening. It looks like we're going to have some fireworks at the back end of this tournament, but there we go. There's our new leader. Great birdie at 18. Adam Runcie leads for Wales. Let's go back to the 18th and a slightly different take with Gary Ellis.
Yeah, on the back of what we've just seen from Cantor, I think he probably will take out the big chap. But it's a very interesting 18th hole. When you play this, do you play it and avoid that bunker and leave a longer second shot, or give it a most monumental smash and get a little chip and run on to try and make your birdie that way, or even an eagle?
Yes, anything's possible. The way that Laurie Cantor has been striking the ball today. So here we go.
Well, length is definitely in Laurie Cantor's armoury here when it comes to the driver. Out with it. Let's see what he's got. He's sent it up into the gods. This looks good. Whoa, look at that. You can see just by the camera moving. Is he all the way up here? Go on, keep going.
He's not far away, is he? He is not far away. Cantor not done yet today.
Big shoulder turn there. Monster release. Gary be happy with that one.
Let's get back to Kit.
This is an incredible finish here on the 18th at Frilford Heath. Adam Runcie has just birdied to set 9 under par as the clubhouse total. Laurie Cantor bogeyed 17 to drop back to 7 under, but he took driver. He's got it almost pin high, just on the edge of the green. He needs to hold this chip for eagle to force a playoff at 9 under par. Incredible stuff.
It certainly is, and this is how you want your tournaments to be finishing. Hold this, and we go again. No, not this time around, Laurie Cantor. But that's a pretty good effort today to give himself, at least give himself that chance. That was brave off the tee, Gary.
Oh, it was. It was one of those that risk or reward had to be gone for. And you can see on the look on his face here, he thought it had a chance. It was very, very close. And he enjoyed it, even though it's just crept past.
When it comes to a bit of spending money, this one's actually quite vital. If this one goes in for a tie at 8 under, Jackson.
Oh dear, and I'm not sure that he'll be smiling quite as much after that missed putt, but Johnny's clearly a man who's right on top of his golf at the moment.
Yeah, he's going to take this event now and take it away for the rest of the season there on the European Tour that he's got to play. Level par 72, just those 3 costly drop shots there that are lurking there, and he would have won it by 1, but it's not meant to be. Good round of golf, and nonetheless, and a great event.
Well, they kept us guessing, didn't they, here at the PDC Golf Championship, until eventually Adam Runcie found a little bit of genius at the 18th to go 9 under and take it away from the rest of a very tightly packed field indeed. A chance now then to hear from the three men who fought it out to the bitter end and took the PDC Golf Championship down to the wire.
Adam, you're the PDC Golf Championship winner. How good does that sound?
Amazing, amazing, especially going through qualifying and everything, and to win the first one, it's just amazing, buzzing.
Well, I'm going to look back on 17. I hit a good bunker shot. I've been really struggling with my bunker play, and I hit a really nice bunker shot, and then I hit pull putt. I had it inside right, and I just pushed it, and it would have been a good read. I just hit pull putt. So not a whole lot wrong there. I just obviously, you looking at with Adam finishing on 9, I had to get that one up and down. Really, I needed a bit of a hallelujah shot on 18 otherwise.
Does a second place finish now mean you adjust your expectations moving forwards?
Absolutely, yeah. I know I can win now, definitely, no doubt about that.
And next time you get into that position, you said that it was a learning experience today. What have you learned that you may apply in the future?
Not quite sure really. It's more mental, I guess. But I wouldn't say I played differently today because I knew I was ahead. I just wasn't quite swinging it. I didn't have control of the golf ball in the last 6 holes, which was a bit annoying, but I'll learn from that.
My goal was top 5. If I can get top 5, obviously Challenge Tour and what have you. Worst case scenario was top 60, but I think now I've got off to this great start, and in a way, obviously you come to win, but to actually do it is amazing, and the goal now is definitely to push on and try and get some more titles.
Well, what a fantastic result there for Adam Runcie with his debut win of the season. Sadly, that's all we've got time for here at Frilford Heath, but make sure you join us for all the action next week as we are at Event 2. I'll see you then.